Hello, insiders! Got a news flash. Here we go. The copyright match tool, which we did a video about on this channel previously, link below, is now starting to expand its rollout, so more and more creators will be able to start testing it out. That's a gradual process, but so far the feedback has been good, and so we're kind of excited about making it available to more. And as a reminder, this is a tool that allows you to more quickly identify content that looks like very, very similar to content on your channel, and to help you engage in a conversation with the other channels that are using that content, and then you can ask them to take it down, or you could do a collab with them, or ask for attribution. The Studio Beta has been expanding in terms of defaulting creators in. So you may be one of those guys, you log into Creator Studio and then you were taken to the Studio Beta. A couple of things about that. First is we just added custom date ranges to the Studio Beta YouTube Analytics section. That was being asked about a lot. And then we made the dashboard available to everybody, which includes that new snapshot report. And there's a bunch of other improvements to the Studio Beta. You can actually go to the on the bottom left, there's like a what's new section, and it can tell you all of the recent changes. So it's improving a lot. I will say that if you find that, oh, you need a specific feature, like obvious one is end screens, you can still go back to Classic for the time being while we're building end screens into the Studio Beta. So end screens, info cards, add to playlists. I think those are the three biggest ones that people are really missing, and so we're prioritizing them. But in the meantime, you can always go back to Classic to get access to those features you need. And if you can continue to give us feedback in the Studio Beta on how we can make it better, that would be really helpful, because that's where we're investing almost all of our engineering resources from within the studio team. Almost no eng resources are going to Classic. YPP Application Backlog. So by the time you're seeing this, it will no longer be June, and we promise to get through all the backlog of people waiting by the end of June. So the update here is that the vast majority of applications have already received a yes or no decision. There is still a percentage that require a secondary review, and we're working through that now as much as we can. But just to be clear, almost everybody who applied has gotten a decision from a percentage basis. And then there is still a small handful of people who are still working through. One of the things that I should emphasize is joining YPP and being eligible for monetization. One of the things we're looking for is channels that have met community guidelines and that are also uploading original content. So if there's a channel that has a lot of issues meeting community guidelines, or the content in the channel is considered not as suitable for advertisers, and advertisers would not allow us to put ads next to it, or the content is not original, those are reasons why a channel may not be eligible for YPP, and it may take us longer to make those decisions. But that's just a little bit of background and context. So appreciate everybody's patience. Hopefully you've heard by now what the decision is. Next, there is speaking of community guidelines, since we're really focusing and trying to help creators learn more about what these guidelines are, how we use them, how to interpret them. There's actually a great Creator Academy video that was just produced about the community guidelines, so we'll link to that below. Please check it out and make sure you know about all the guidelines so you can sort of stay on the right track. And then last, we have a special guest who's also our cameraman. Gordon, come on down! So Gordon, when you're not pitching in, yeah, temporarily as our cameraman. Oh, are you in the shot?
I'm not.
We may need to change the zoom.
Yeah.
All right, Gordon.
Yep.
So you're here to give a quick update about two things.
Yeah.
One is Operation Malta,
Yes. So,
and 2 is a ReStudio editor.
yes.
And the first one sounds super exciting.
Operation Malta. We heard from our viewers or creators in Malta. They're like, come on YouTube, why aren't you fully launched in Malta? So we're starting that. We rolled out in Malta last week. So now youtube.com.mt is there. You hit it. You've got a location for Malta. And it's the first step. We're looking to roll out YPP in Malta later in the year.
Excellent. And are there any other countries similar to that that we're thinking about adding as well?
Yeah, there's a few countries in Europe that we're looking at, Bulgaria and Cyprus. We want to look at expanding there. Like, to be clear, viewers in Bulgaria, Cyprus and Malta can access YouTube just now. They can watch YouTube. We're just offering a more localized experience for viewers.
Yeah, so all those guys have always been able to go to youtube.com and watch videos, but now they're in Malta, they'll have a Malta site. They
can go and see popular in Malta, they can see Maltese creators.
Cool. And then we were just talking about the studio beta.
So we're building the new editor for ReStudio. We're wrapping up adding end screens into that now. We've got an early cut of that, and we're really looking for volunteers to test out end screens for us. We want the feedback to make sure it's as good as it can be for when we start rolling it out to everybody in YouTube Studio.
Now you just mentioned the ReStudio editor. This is not meant to be a full video editor where you do all, the saturation and the lighting and yada yada. Well, maybe share a little bit about how we're thinking about it.
Yeah, so we don't want to get into that space where you have your favorite tool for all your heavyweight editing. You've got that. We're focusing on the YouTube specific parts. So the first drop of editor is going to allow you to do some trimming. So say you're a live streamer and you want to produce a highlight reel, you can go and trim without having to download and re-upload your video. You can trim that on YouTube. The next thing we're adding is end screens. Then we're looking at adding cards. We're going to bring some of our privacy functionality, so blurring of faces and regions, to really allow creators to stay on platform when they have to do YouTube specifics. Okay,
cool. So I think it's the #1 ask for the studio beta is like, how come I can't add end screens? You are working on it. And as proof, we will add an end screen to this video using the new ReStudio editor, because we work here, we're doing some early testing. And I've added it a couple times, and it seems to work pretty okay so far, knock on wood. And the editor is kind of slick, kind of looks pretty good. So I think people might like it. Great. I think now, why don't we do a joint movie quote?
Did you or did you not order the code red?
You goddamn right I did! Scene! There we go.
That's got the anger.